Right, we'll start the class. Last session, we were discussing consolidation, right? Before starting the session, I would like to share a few information about your group assignment submission. Group assignment presentation will be taken in physical class, right? That would be in hybrid mode. People who are joining through online, I will arrange mechanism to present online, right? Okay. Then people who are in Sri Lanka, they can, they generally they are coming for the physical classes. So we'll take presentations in physical mode. Midterm test, we should conduct through online because there are people who are joining through online. Therefore, entire test need to be arranged in online mode through the LMS. So within a couple of weeks, we need to conduct that, not the original class slot. We'll discuss maybe night time. So that's 1 hour. 1 hour time slot need to be identified and conduct the midterm test. And group assignment, group report submission link will be created within the day. So I already requested to create because there's a small issue with the password. So I already informed SAP to reset the password. Then after that, I can create report submission link, right? That's the notice to be given beginning of the class. Now I would be starting the lecture. I already covered SLFRS 3, business combination done. Then we started SLFRS 10. In that, how many questions that we have done? How many questions that we have done? Yes. How many questions? SLFRS. Because I need to start LKS 28 today. So I wanted to know what is the place where we stopped.
Sir, we have done 7.
Question number 7.
Yes, we have stopped from there.
From SLFRS 3 or SLFRS 10?
From SLFRS 10, sir.
All right, SLFRS 10. Right, okay. We covered impairment also we covered, right?
Yes.
Right. Right, very good. Today I will be starting LKS 28. After LKS 28, what we can do is we can discuss examination type of questions. Parent, subsidiary, and associate or joint venture. Three company combination. Okay, so we'll try to discuss practice questions on that. Right, we'll take first I would take LKS 28. I will share my screen now. Right, hope you can see my screen. LKS 28, write down investments in associates, joint ventures. LKS 28, investment in associates and joint ventures. Write down the topic. Right. These are the lecture outcomes. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to explore the objective. There are definitions. Equity method is the main learning outcome in this particular discussion. Then intercompany transactions. There can be upstream transactions as well as downstream transactions. Right. This is the objective of the standard. You can go to your writing book and write LKS 28. Accounting for associates. First, there are some definitions. Significant influence. An associate. Then joint venture. Joint venture. Right. So there are some other definitions. You just write down the format of the summary. First column, definitions. Then we should discuss equity method. Equity method. Now you are wondering why joint venture is given here. Why joint venture? Now, when it comes to joint arrangement, there is a separate standard. No, SLFRS 11. The name of the standard is joint arrangement. Joint arrangement consists of two things. Joint venture or joint operation, joint venture. Joint operation and joint venture. Right? Joint operation and joint venture. What is the difference between joint operation and joint venture? Difference between joint operation and joint venture is joint operation, they are responsible for assets and liabilities. Assets and liabilities of those two companies. Right? Assets and liabilities. But here in joint venture, they are responsible for net asset. Net asset. They are responsible for net assets of those companies. Net asset. But here, assets and liabilities proportionately. Now, let's say joint arrangement means, 40% and 40%. 40% ownership and the 40% ownership or the acquisition. Then assets and liabilities in the sense 40% of the assets and liabilities of one company, 40% of assets and liabilities of another company. So something like that, right? That's called, if they are responsible for assets and liabilities, that's joint operation. Joint venture means they are responsible for net asset of the companies. That's it. That is the difference between joint operation and joint venture. Joint venture accounting treatment would be equity method. Equity method. Right? Joint venture accounting treatment is equity method. Right? Equity method is defined or explained in LKS 28. Equity method is explained in LKS 28. That's why standard this LKS 28 linked with associates and joint venture like this. See, investment in associates and joint ventures. What is the reason? Joint ventures accounting treatment is equity method. Equity method is explained in LKS 28. Right. So these are the definitions. First one, an associate. Associate in the sense, there should be somewhere here I will write. Now, Sarat acquired 20% of Ranjani, right? Sarat acquired 20% of Ranjani. Sarat acquired 20% of Ranjani. Just assume. Now, this is Ranjani's board. Main Ranjani, main board members. There are 5 board members. Ranjani, there are other 4 board members. Right? Main Sarat. Then 20%. Therefore, Sarat has been given a chance in the board. My question is, can Sarat influence significantly to Ranjani's board? If Sarat is in the board, can you conclude that Sarat can influence operating and financial decisions of Ranjani's business? Can you conclude on that way? What do you think? Now, Sarat is in the Ranjani's board. One seat is given to Sarat. Can you conclude Sarat can influence significantly to Ranjani's financial and operating decisions? What do you think? Board
No, sir.
No, yes. You cannot say on that way. Let's say Ranjani and other 3 people would take decisions without hearing to Sarat. Sarat's view is disregarded, ignored. Then how Sarat influence? There is no influence if that is the case. So we need to evaluate the case. We need to, get some information and say, yes, Sarat is, Ranjani is an associate for Sarat. So in order to decide that, we have to have information, right? මතක තියාගන්න board එකේ හිටියයි කියලා significant influence තියෙන්නේ නැහැ. හොඳ එක 120ක එක member කෙනෙක්නේ. අනිත් අතර majority එක ඒගොල්ලෝ තියෙනවා. They will be taking decisions. But there are some instances where one member can influence significantly. එහෙම අවස්ථා තියෙනවා. Right? දැන් උදාහරණයක් ලෙස මම තව ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා. Board එකේ ඉන්න මොනද? Let's say with 20% there is no chance to get in board to the board. Right? Can that particular investor influence Ranjani? Board එකේ නැහැ. Board එකේ represent කරන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් influence කරන්න පුළුවන්ද බැරිද කියලා මම අහන්නේ.
පුළුවන් සර්.
පුළුවන්. මොන වගේ අවස්ථාවල?
දැන් සරත් සප්ලයර් කෙනෙක් වගේ වෙනවා නම් එතකොට එයාගේ බිස්නස් එකේ ඒ සමහරවිට හැන්ඩල් කරන්නේ එයානේ.
Yes, very good. Technical, maybe entire information system is monitored by Sarat. entire information system, or the Sarath is the sole supplier of raw material to Ranjani's business. Definitely, there are such situations, right? So here we are focusing on significant influence. Look at the term. Significant influence is the term here. Okay. Is the entity over which that is the word. Then we can identify that is an associate. An equity method is very simple method. It's not a big deal. In equity method, initial measurement should be at cost. Investment in associate. Recognized at cost and adjusted after the post-acquisition change. Post-acquisition asset. Post-acquisition change on the net asset should be taken as a proportionate value. Investor's share. Investor's share. For I will explain. Let's say at the date of retained earnings is 100. Date of reporting, this is Yeah, there was a technical issue, I guess. Right. Let me share my screen again. Right. Hope you can see this. Right. I was explaining equity method. Let's say Sarath invested rupees 500 rupees to acquire 20% of Ranjani's equity, right? Then this is the investment that has been recorded in the Sarath's book. Cash credits are investment debit. When it comes to consolidation, what you need to do is you have to have an investment in associate account. Investment in associate account. First, this 500 can be transferred to investment associate account. Investment credit, investment associate account debit, 500. Right? Then this is the retained earnings of Ranjani at the rate of investment. This is the retained earnings at the date of reporting date. Then after that involvement, they have earned 15. From this, you should take 20% share of investment. Right? That is 10. So this 10 should be recorded. Investment associate account debit 10. Consolidated P&L. Consolidated P&L credit. Or consolidated earnings credit. Right? So this 510 should be reflected in the consolidated statement of financial position under assets, investment in associate. That's how, this is what equity method is. This is what equity method is. Did you understand that? Did you understand? Did you understand? Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you explain it again?
Yes, definitely. I will. Where's my whiteboard? Here, my whiteboard is here. Right, listen carefully. Let's say Sarath invested 20% of Ranjani. Okay, Sarath invests rupees 500. Sarath invests rupees 500 to acquire this 20% of Ranjani, right? Okay. Now this has been recorded in Sarath's book, no? Investment kila ලියලා ඇති 500 කියලා. Sarathගේ book එකේ. හරිද? Then if there is a significant influence, we can apply equity method. When Sarath invests Ranjani's retained earnings, I said 100. At the date of reporting, දැන් හිතන්න acquire කරේ 2000 කියලා. අපි දැන් report කරන්නේ 2020 කියලා. අපි දැන් 2022 12:31ට report කරන්නේ. On that date, 150. Retained earnings balance was 150. Meaning they have earned 50. No? They have earned 50 after the acquisition. Right? Accumulated retained earnings balance after the subsequent investment is 50. From this, you should take 20%. That is 10. Right? So you have to have double entries. Now, in equity method, what you need to do is we have to have an account, investment in associate. Initial measurement should be at cost. Investment account credit 500, investment in associate account debit 500. Here investment, here associate. This account would balance. Then this post-acquisition value. After the investment, they have earned 50. Out of that, you should take the proportion. Invested proportion is 20%. So 10. The double entry, investment associate debit, console retained earnings, credit 10. Console retained earnings, credit 10. Right? Or else, if you are preparing console P&L, profit and loss, you can record on the face of financial statement. If you are preparing statement of financial position only, consolidated statement of financial position only, so you need to show that that amount in the console retained earnings 10. Right? Then the total value 510. This value should be recorded in the statement of consolidated financial position. Consolidated statement of financial position. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Equity method. Okay. Huh? Joint arrangement. We already told you. Joint arrangement. This definition has been given in SLFRS 11 as well. From there, it has been taken. This definition is given in the LKS 28 as well, but originally that has been given in SLFRS 11, because that is the main standard. Joint arrangement is an arrangement of which two or more parties have joint control. That is called joint arrangement. Joint venture, look at this, is a joint arrangement whereby the parties that have joint control of the arrangement have rights to the net asset of the arrangement. Look at the word, net asset. Net asset. Net asset. They are responsible for the net asset. Right? Net asset. Joint venturer is a party to joint venture that has joint control of that joint venture. Significant influence is the power to participate. Power to participate in the financial and operating policy decisions of the investee, again Ranjani, but is not control or joint control of these policies. Not control or joint control. Significant influence can either take control, joint control, then significant influence. If investor has significant influence over investee, we can recognize as an associate or joint venture. Okay. Particularly associate. Significant influence එක recognize කරන්නේ associate. Right. These are some examples. Existence of significant influence is evidenced. Representation of the board. That's an evidence. Place in influence karan. But it does not mean every time, investor should be in the board. No, I already told you. Then participation in policy making process, material transactions, as I mentioned, interchange of management personnel, interchange of management personnel, CEO of that company also working as the key personnel in the associate company. Right? Then provision of essential technical information, IT system, and the technical knowledge is having with the investor. Right. Then discontinuation of equity method. Discontinuation of equity method. When there is no significant influence, we should discontinue equity method. We should discontinue equity method. Please keep that in your mind. Then principles of equity method, equity accounting. We have to have single figure in the consolidated statement of financial position. That's what we have written here. Single figure for investment in associate is shown in the consolidated statement of financial position. At the time of the acquisition, this is stated at cost. Initially cost, after that, proportion of the net asset of the investee should be taken into consideration and account, as I mentioned earlier. Accounting treatment, initially cost, then associates retain total comprehensive income since acquisition, multiplied by group share, then you would be getting carrying value of the investment associate account. Metana api 500යි, metana 10යි, 510යි, based on my example. Hope that is clear, very clear. Right, now we can do practice question number 1. Practice question number 1. Before that, I would like to discuss upstream transactions and downstream transactions. Upstream and the downstream. ඊට පස්සේ එකත් කරලා අපි ගණන් හදමු. හරි? Based on the time limitation, I would දෙකක් හදන්න වෙලා නැති වෙ ලොකු ගණන්, තඩි ගණන් ඒවා. විශාල ගණන්. With parent, subsidiary and the associate or joint venture. So therefore, let me finish theoretical stuff. Then after that, I will give you time. I will give you time. I strongly believe you would use that time for independent answering. Right? After that, I will be discussing the answers with more explanation. Right? Okay. So this is examination type of question. Examination type of question with all adjustments. Intercompany sales, intercompany, PPE transfers, then impairment of goodwill. So including everything. In addition to those transactions, there can be associate or joint venture. Then upstream transaction and the downstream transaction means, so look at this, consolidation adjustments. Consolidation adjustments. There can be transactions. Now, Sarat, let me go to my whiteboard. Sarat acquired 80% of Ranjani. In addition to that, Sarat acquired 20% of Nimali. Nahitan. Okay. Now Sarat is the parent, Ranjani is the subsidiary. Let's say Sarat can influence Nimali significantly. So Nimali is an associate. Megavilla subsidiary. Right? Can you add line by line addition? Saratui Ranjani puluwan line by line addition. But Nimali ke vyapare moko karanne. Can you add line by line addition? No, you cannot. You cannot do it. You can apply only equity method. Right? As per case 28. Equity method. Harida? In equity method, what you are going to do is you are going to apply equity method. You know how to calculate the investment in associate. Now, what I wanted to say here is, can Sarat sell goods to Nimali? Can Sarat sell goods to Nimali? Yes, can. Can Ranjani sell goods to Nimali? Yes, can. Can. On the other way, can Nimali sell goods to Sarat and Ranjani? Yes or no? Can Nimali sell goods to Sarat and Nimali? Ranjani, sorry. Yes, you can understand. That's possible, right? Nimali ta puluwan Saratta ho Ranjani ta badu vikunanna. ඒ වගේම සරට්ට පුළුවන් සරට්ටයි රංජනීටයි පුළුවන් නිමාලිට බඩු විකුණන්න. දැන් පළවෙනි එක තමයි associate company sell goods to parent or subsidiaries. Associate company sell goods to parent or subsidiary. Right? මේකට කියන upstream transaction කියලා. Upstream transaction. Upstream transaction. Upstream transaction. This one. Let's say at the end of the reporting now, Nimali sold, let's say 500 worth stocks to Sarat. Markup 25%. Markup 25%. Right? Markup 25%. හොඳට අහන් ඉන්න ලියා ගන්න ඔය තොරතුරු. Nimali sold 500 worth stocks to Sarat. Nimali kept 25% markup. Right? At the date of reporting, 50% of them remain. 50% of them remain. ඒ කියන්නේ කීයද 500න් 250 නේ. 500න් 150 කියන 250 ඉතිරි. 250 ඉතිරි. From that value we used to calculate unrealized profit. Unrealized profit කීයද එතකොට? 250 බෙදීම 125 වැඩි කිරීම 25. කීයද එන්නේ පුතා? 100යි නම් පිරිවැය 25ක එකතු කරලානේ විකුණන්නේ. 125යි නේ. ඒතර 125 තමයි 250ට සමාන වෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් 250 බෙදීම 125 වැඩි කිරීම 25. I need to know unrealized profit. ටක් ගාලා කියන්න. 50 නේ. Right. This is unrealized profit. දැන් මේකෙන් පුතා කොච්චරද අපි අයින් කරන්නේ? මේකෙන් කොච්චරද අපි අයින් කරන්නේ? From this, you should remove 20% of it because group share is 20%. Group share is 20%. So 10 need to be eliminated. 10 need to be eliminated. Could you please tell me what would be the double entry? What would be the double entry? I console එකට set වෙන්නේ පුතා ඒක 20යි නේ. මෙතනින් 20යි නේ අපි accumulate කරන්නේ. එතන මෙතනිනොත් මේ unrealized profit එකනොත් 20යි ඔයා eliminate කරන්න. මතක තියාගන්න. Right. Can you please tell me the double entry? Yeah. Now this inventory is with whom? This inventory is with whom? Inventory කාගාවද තියෙන්නේ? This inventory is with whom? Yes. දැන් නිමාලි විකුණන්නේ සරට්ට. කාගාවද inventory එක තියෙන්නේ?
නිමාලි
නිමාලි සරට්ට විකුණනහම inventory එක තියෙන්නේ නිමාලි ගාවද?
සරත් ගාව.
සරත් ගාව තියෙන. එතකොට සරත්ගේ inventory එක console වෙනවද නැද්ද? සරත් ගාව තියෙන inventory එක console වෙනවද නැද්ද? console වෙනවා. සරත් inventory in the සරත් inventory add වෙනවනේ පුතා console එකට. එහෙනම් ගැලවෙන්න ඕන කොහෙන්ද? group inventory credit. ඔන්න credit entry හොයාගත්තා. group inventory credit 10. Where to debit?
Cost of sale.
This is cost of sales. Let's say you are you can console එක console මේකේ පුතා ඔයා P&L එක හදන්න නැත්තුව මේක හදනවනම් කොහෙද යන්නේ? console retain earnings 10. Right? Cost of sale or console retain earnings debit 10, group inventory credit 10. Right? I explain upstream or downstream?
Upstream.
Upstream. See, I explain upstream. Right. Now I'm going to explain downstream. What do you mean by downstream? What do you mean by downstream? Downstream
Parent-
means
parent
parent or
associate.
subsidiary. Parent or subsidiary sell goods to Nimali or the associate. Hari? කාපාටින් පෙන්නුවේ. අන්න ඒකට කියන්නේ downstream කියලා. downstream කියලා. එතකොට මේ දෙන්න බඩු විකුණනකොට නිමාලිට ඉන්වෙන්ටරි එක තියෙන කාගාවද? ඉන්වෙන්ටරි එක කාගාව තියෙන්නේ? නිමාලිගා. නිමාලිගේ තියෙන ඉන්වෙන්ටරි එක කන්සෝල් වෙනවද? නිමාලිගාව තියෙන ඉන්වෙන්ටරි එක කන්සෝල් වෙනවද? ලයින් බයි ලයින් එඩිෂන් යනවද?
Yes, sir.
නැත. එතකොට ඔයාලට unrealized profit remove කරනකොට group inventory කියන්න බැරිය. Right? You cannot say on that way. බලමු මොකද්ද අපි double entry කියලා. හිතන්න දැන් මේ පැත්තට එන එකක් කියලා. අපි උදාහරණයක් ගමු රුපියල් සරත් හරි රංජනී හරි විකුණනවා. සරත් හෝ රංජනී විකුණනවා රුපියල් 100ක බඩු කියලා හිතන්නේ. අපි 200ක් ගමු. 200 worth stocks were sold to Nimali. Right? Entire stock remain in the stores at the end of the reporting date. Right? Entire stock remain. එකක්වත් විකිලා නැහැ පිටට. 200ම ඉතිරි. Ranjani or Sarat kept let's say 20% margin. Now 30% margin දාව නැත්නම් මේ percentage ගල පටලා ගන්නවනේ. 30% margin නා. කීයද පුතා unrealized profit එක? Unrealized profit 60 නේද? 200 into 30%. Margin no. Margin means profit is kept with the selling price. 200 is the selling price, so 30% can be applied, 60. Unrealized profit is 60 multiplied by the group share. Group share is 20%. Total $. Unrealized profit is 12. So what would be the double entry for this 12? What would be the double entry for this 12? Debit entry is okay, cost of sales or consolidated retained earnings. Debit 12. Where to credit? Where to credit? Can you guess and tell me?
Investment in
Investment in associate. Very good. Investment in associate. This is the double entry. Investment in associate. Because you don't have inventory as such. Because inventory is kept by the Nimali. Right? Therefore, you cannot remove from the inventories. That is the logic. So therefore, the double entry in this case, cost of sales or consolidated retained earnings debit 12, investment in associate account credit 12, right? Okay, good. Upstream, downstream. I already told you, explanation is done. Upstream and downstream done. You know the double entry. I hope you have written. Now we can do practice question number. අපි දෙවනි එක ගමු. හරි?
excuse me sir.
Yes.
පොඩි doubt එකක් තියෙනවා sir. අතනදි sir දැන් group company එක sir associate එකට බඩු විකුණනවානේ. එතකොට sir එතනදී inventory තියෙන්නේ associate එක ගාවනේ නේද?
ඔව් දැන් associate company එක parent හරි subsidiary හරි විකුණනවා නම් කොහෙද inventory එක තියෙන්නේ?
associate එක parent විකුණනවා නම් inventory තියෙන්නේ parent ගාව.
එහෙනම් ඒකනේ අපි එතනින් ගැලෙව්වේ.
හරි.
හරි ඊට පස්සේ parent හරි associate එක හරි sorry parent හරි subsidiary එක හරි associate එක විකුණනවා නම් inventory එක කාගාව තියෙන්නේ? associate
ගාව.
associate එක පුතා console වෙන්නේ නැහනේ මේවා inventory යන්නේ නැහනේ මේක line by line addition යන්නේ නැහනේ. දැන් මේ දෙක line 80 දැන් මෙතන උදාහරණ ගන්න මේ inventory කියලා තියෙන්නේ. 4,56,100 95600යි 87600යි. දැන් GPL කියන්නේ පුතා associate එක. හරි. ඒතර ඒක line by line addition යන්නේ නැහැ නේ. මේ දෙක line by line addition යනවා. මේකයි මේකයි. හරි.
හරි හරි.
ඒ නිසා තමයි අපි එතනින් ගැලවෙන්නේ අර පළවෙනි upstream එකේදී.
අප්ස්ට්‍රීම් එක.
ඔව් downstream එකේදී එතනින් ගලවන්න බෑනේ. මොකද 87900 add වෙන්නේ නැහනේ.
ඔව්. නෑනේ. ඔව් හරි හරි.
හරිනේ?
හරි සර් හරි.
Right.
got it. Thank you.
ඕකේ. ටිකක් ලොකු ගාණක් ඈ. දැන් අපි එන පළවෙනි ගානේ අර upstream downstream මන් දාලා නැහැ. ඒ නිසා ඒක අපි ඒක ගෙදෙද්දි කරන්න තියලා අපි Panda Sanda Amda ගානට යමු. Statement of financial position of Panda Sanda and Amda as at 31st March 2017 are given below. All three companies are private limited liability companies. So you are given figures, non-current assets under that property, plant and equipment, machinery, investments, investment 7500, inventories, trade receivables, cash and cash equivalent, equity, stated capital, retained earnings, 10% loan stock තියෙනවා, trade payable, borrowings, and total equity and liability. Additional information is given. Panda acquired 3 million out of 5 million ordinary shares. ඒ සල්ලි නෙමෙයි පුතා shares. හොඳේ percentage එක හොයාගන්න 60% investment එකක්. In April 2011 for 5,000 million rupees 5,000 million when retained earnings of Sanda were 1,000 million. It has been no change to stated capital Sanda since 2011. It was say at the data acquisition fair value adjustment එකක් තියෙනවා. Panda acquired on a, it was a investment එක Amda ගේ. That's also given based on number of shares. Then Sanda manufacture on a intercompany sale, goodwill impairment, then impairment of investment in associate. හරි එකක් තියෙනවා එකත් අපි ඉගෙන ගමු non-controlling interest. Required prepare the consolidated statement of financial position of Panda as at 31st March 2017. Right. Please do it. Do you have the tute? Can I share the tute?
Yes sir, that is better.
පුතාලගා තියෙනවද tute එක?
Yes, sir.
කොහොමද මම share කරනවා මෙතන chat එකේ දානවා. ඒතර ඒක අරගෙන ලස්සනට ගණන් හදන්න කොහොමද මේක chat එකේ දාන්නේ කොහොමද? How can I put it? දාන්න පුළුවන්ද chat එකේ?
So I think the chat option is not there, sir.
chapter chat එක නැද්ද?
No, sir.
Not available. Alright, then what?
CA එකේ login එකෙන්
share like කාගේ හරි මට දෙන්න මේ batch representative ගේ email එක දෙන්න ටක් ගන්න. Anyone? කාගේ හරි දෙන්න ටක් ගාලා share කරන්න group එකේ. Yes.
Madhuwanta Nalin at gmail.com.
Madhuwanta Nalinda.
Nalin, yes. Nalin
Nalin.
at gmail.com.
මේකද?
Yes, sir. How's it?
Right. Okay. Full questions. Right. Message center. Refresh and see. So I'm going to answer practice question number 2 first. Among ඔකට ඔයාලට වෙලාව දෙනවා හදන්න දැන්. එක ගානයි හදන්නේ. With this, everything need to be cleared. Right? Don't expect answer if you are not answering. හරි එහෙම ලියන්න එපා පුතා. ඒක හරි අපරාධයක්. You should answer independently. උත්සාහ කර වැරදෙන්න හරි උත්සාහ කරන්න. හරි මම වෙලාව දෙනවා මම පැය භාගයක් දෙනවා ඔයාලට දැන් ගාන හදන්න. 30 minutes given. හරි රක්කාලා ඉස්සෙල්ලා රූල් කරගන්න. රූල් කරගෙන ගාන හදන්න ගන්න. After that I will be giving my suggested answer. එතකොට මම explain කර කර ලස්සනට යමු වෙන්නේ. හරි. Right now 9:10 you can take till 9:40 9:45 හරි ඒ වගේ වෙන අරගෙන ගාන හදන්න පැය භාගයෙන් හදන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නත් ඕන මේ ගාන හරි right now you can start. Did you get the email?
Yes, sir. And I shared with
share with others. Share with others.
Yes.
Please answer for this. මම මේක share කරලා තියන්නම් අවශ්‍ය අයට නැත්නම් ඔයාලගේ document එකට ගන්න එක laptop එකට අරගෙන ඒක screen එකට දාගෙන ටක් ගාලා ගන්න හදන්න.
Excuse
Right,
me.
okay. Any question? Yeah?
Sir, this is regarding the group assignment. Most of
No,
the
no, 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 no.
Sir, most of the students have a request to extend the deadline. Is it possible, sir?
Yeah, that can be done. That can be done. I'm not going to take group assignment today because this is purely online. No, the people who can join physically, I need to see the performances in physical mode. People who
sir.
are joining online, I will arrange that one as well in the same date. Right?
This is regarding the submission of the report. Is it today?
Yes, yes. Submission of the report. Yes, I will be creating what you call
Link.
link. I can give you couple of days extension. No problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, right. Right. Please do it. Now you can start. දැන් මේක දුන්න කියලා එහෙම යන්න නෙමෙයි දුන්නේ. You need to answer. I strongly believe you are answering. එහෙට මෙහෙට යන්න නෙමෙයි එළියට යන්න නෙමෙයි. You should be in the same place and answer. Right.
So I have shared that document, and I think all the others have the access.
All right. Everyone, did you get that document?
Yes, sir.
Right, right. Good. Do it, please. Right. What is the status now? Did you complete? Shall we discuss the answer now, or do you need more time? Did you complete your answer? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, yes, sir.
Yeah. Can I discuss the answer, or do you need more time?
Can you give us 5 minutes?
5 minutes, right? Okay. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes,
small thing.
Narendra.
Yes, sir. SLFRS 10, sir, we have not discussed in the classroom, sir. Consolidation?
Then one student said, we discussed the impairment.
We have not, sir. I mean, just you have touch upon, but we didn't do any questions even.
Right. But okay, now through this type of questions, we will be discussing, adjustment by adjustment, right? Because already it has been covered now in the previous semester, previous subject.
Yes, sir. We have done previously, but it's better to have a kind of a revision type revision.
Yeah, I can understand. We'll discuss this one and see, yeah.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. Right. I think now we can discuss. This is good time to discuss. Now we have 1 hour to give the answer. So with the proper explanation. Right. What you need to do is, first you need to rule the format. Rule the format. Right. Right. This is the statement of financial position. Then you have to have cost of control account, NCI account, then console retained earnings account. Then there can be few accounts for your understanding purpose. So I will take some few accounts. Then workings. Right. Here, Panda and its group as at 31st March 2017 consolidated statement of financial position LKR millions. Millions. I'm sorry, my line was disconnected again. Right. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Right. So I have drawn this one. Can anyone tell me the figures of property of Panda and Sanda? And I can write down one by one quickly without, otherwise I need to move here and there. Can you please tell me if one person can tell figures? Property 9,000. 750.
9,750.
Then subsidiaries.
Subsidiary 6,250.
Right. Okay. Don't add AMDA's one. AMDA is an associate or joint venture. So you are not allowed to add together. Right. You are not allowed to add together. Line by line addition would be applicable if there is a control. Parent and subsidiary, yes, you can add together. Yes. After that, property, plant and machinery, right?
Plant and machinery. Panda 3,975.
Okay. Plus
Plus 1,875.
1,875. Huh?
Yes, 1,875.
Right. What is the next one?
Investment.
Right. Tell investment.
Under the Panda 7,500.
7,500. Next, keep couple of spaces. One is for goodwill. Keep 2 to 3 lines in this. Then current assets.
Current asset inventory under the parent 2,875.
Okay. Next.
Under subsidiary 1,500.
Okay. Next.
Trade receivable under the parent 1,650.
Okay. Plus.
Plus 1,450.
Right. Good. Next.
Cash and cash equivalent under the parent 250. Parent 250. Under the subsidiary 600.
Right. Very good. Next.
And equity.
Okay. Right. Total asset. Total asset. No need to tell the figure. Don't need to tell the figure. That would be a balancing amount.
Yes.
Right. Total asset. Okay. Right. Then this is continuation under equity share capital.
10,000 stated capital.
Okay. 10,000 plus.
5,000.
Right.
Subsidiary 5,000.
Right. Then consolidated retained earnings.
Yeah.
For that, what can I do is I will write both figures in the ledger. Hari. Metana console retained earnings. You should tell the parents figure. Balance. Kiyada puta? Parents figure.
Parents figure retained earnings 7,300.
Right. I will write somewhere here subsidiaries retained earnings. ඒක අන්තිමට balance වල යනවා මම මේ ඔයාලට දැන මතක් වෙන්නත් එක්ක අර අපේ පුතේ කිව්වේ මතක් කරගමු කියලා අපි වැඩ ටික. ඒකයි මේකක් දාන්න. කියන්නකො කීයද කියලා?
4,425.
Right. I have written now. Those two figures also were taken into consideration. හරි ඒ දෙකක් ලිව්වා හරි. ඊළඟට
Non-current liability.
ඒකට කලින් NCI ලියන්න. Non controlling interest. හරි ඒකට තා ඔන්න පොඩි ස්පේස් එකක් තියලා ඊට පස්සේ non-current liabilities
10% loan stock under the parent 2,500.
Loan stock 2,500 plus
500.
Right. Next.
Current liability trade payable under the parent 3,400.
3,400 plus
1,750. Subsidy.
Right. Next.
Borrowings under the parent 2,800.
Under the parent
2,800.
2,800.
Only parent.
2,800 ne. Borrowings කියලා තියෙන්නේ ඒකේ. Right, okay. හරි. එච්චරයි නේ. Total equity and liability. Yeah, මෙතන ලියන්න total equity, liabilities. Right. Okay, so this is the format. Now you have to have cost of control account, NCI, මේක NCI කියලා දාමු අපි. මේක තමයි අවශ්‍ය වුණොත් ගහගමු ගිණුමක්. Right, okay. Now you need to read first one. මෙතන දීලා තියෙන්නේ statement 31st March 2017 no. Before answering this type of question, what you need to do is you should know the financial year and the acquisition date. අපි මෙතන දාගමු 1st of April 2016 to 31st March 2017. This is the financial year no. We are preparing statement of financial position on this date. On this date. When was the acquisition date? We can read additional information number 1. Panda acquired 3 million out of 5 million ordinary shares in Sanda 1st of April 2011. 1st of April 2011. From here to here, how many years? Then මෙදා ඉඳන් මෙදාට අවුරුදු කීයද? ඇඟිලි ගණන් කරන්න. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. How many years? How many years? 6 years. මා එහෙනවද පුතාලට? Right. Okay. හදිසියට ඇහෙන්නේ නැතුව ගියොත් මට කෝල් එකක් හරි දෙන්න. මොකද මම සමහරවිට ඉස්සෙල්ලත් මම ගාන පැහැදිලි කරනවා. නමුත් එක ළමයෙක්වත් නැහැ ඩිස්කනෙක්ට් වෙලා. ඒක නිසා පොඩ්ඩක් හරි වුණා මට කෝල් එකක් දෙන්න ඩිස්කනෙක්ට් වුණා කියලා. Otherwise waste our time නේ. හරි. After 6 years, right? 11 to 17, 6 years. Please keep that in your mind. Make a beginning of the financial year, but we are preparing statement of financial position on this date. Either method method or do high 6 years, right? What is the percentage? Panda acquired 60%. 3,000 out of 5,000 ordinary shares. 60%. Panda acquired 60% of how the number? Sanda. For 5,000 million. The million panda high. Retained earnings was 1,000 million. There has been no change to the stated capital of Sanda since 2011. Again, 11 එකේ තිවිච්ච ගානමයි දැනුත් තියෙන්නේ. Sanda ගේ මේ ගාන වෙනස් වෙලා නැහැ. මෙන්න මේ retained stated capital 5,000 remain as it is. There is no post acquisition transactions were not there, right? So at same amount can be transferred to cost of control account. Okay, right. Now Sanda, Panda. Okay. Investment is 5,000. When they invest, the retained earnings figure was 1,000. Right. What is the first activity that you should do? Now that 5,000 is available in this figure. No? So what you can do is you can remove from here. This is the credit entry where to debit. Investment credit where to debit.
Cost of control.
Cost of control account debit investment. Right. That is the first one. Then already you are aware at the date of acquisition, retained earnings of Sanda is 1,000. ඒක මේ 4,425 ඇතුලේ තියෙනවද නැද්ද? Is that available or not? That is available, right? So you should remove from that. From here 1,000 retain earning එකට මාරු කරන්න. Sorry, මේ cost of control එකට මාරු කරන්න. Subsidiary retain earnings debit 1,000, cost of control account credit 1,000. Subsidiaries retain earning, right? How about the balance 3,425? ඒක කොහෙටද යන්නේ? Balance 3,425, 60% and the 40%. 60 and 40. කීයද පුතා? 2,055, 1,370.
Yes, yes.
Yes. That is called post acquisition retain earning. කියන්නේ පැන්ඩයි සැන්ඩයි දෙන්න එකතු වුණාම හම්බ කරපු ටික තමයි ඒක. ඒකෙන් 60ක් කන්සෝල් එකට යනවා 140ක් NCI යනවා. හරි සරලයි. එහෙනම් මෙතනින් ගාමු එක 2055 subsidiaries retain earnings debit, console retain earnings credit 2,055. Post acquisition retain earning. Right? Then this 1,370 console retain earning, then NCI 1,370 subsidiaries retain earnings debit, NCI credit. Take your red pen and marker post acquisition retain earnings, and this account would be balance. Make a balance. Is that clear? Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes. Okay. Please take your red pen and marker. Red pen and mark. Right. The same time, you should take the stated capital. Stated capital එක වෙනස් වුණේ නැහැ කියනවනේ. මේ 5000 එහෙම තියෙන්නේ නැති. එදාටත් ඒ 5000 තියෙන්නේ නැති. Right, we'll remove this 5,000 stated double entry. Stated capital of subsidiary company debit 5,000. Debit में तामे debit entry क्या हुई? Credit कराना cost of control account. Share capital. Right? Is that clear? पैदल नहीं देगा. तो भी double entry दाने लස්සनට. ඒතර වැරදෙන්නේ නැහැ. Double entry දාන්න ඕන ලස්සනට. හරි. ඒතර පළවෙනි එක හරි පුතා. First one done. Now you can go to second one. At the date of acquisition of Sanda, fair value of its property was considered to be 2,000 million greater than its value stated in Sanda statement of financial position. Again, carrying value එකට වඩා 2000ක් වැඩි කියලානේ කියන්නේ. Sanda had acquired the property in April 2001. Property එක අරන් තියෙන්නේ 2001, and the building element comprise 50% of the total value. හරි? ඒ කියන්නේ 50% 50% යන්නේ. Okay. Give me one. Hello. Good morning. हाँ 1997 sorry 1997 right. Now the property carrying value and the fair value, there is a difference. The difference is 2000, right? Difference is 2000. The property consists of land and building, 50%, 50%. Right? 50%, 50%. Is depreciated on the cost over 50 years from the date of acquisition of the property. ඒ කියන්නේ පුතා 2001 ඉඳන් තමයි දීලා තියෙන්නේ. හොඳයි. ඒක වරද්ද ගන්න තැනක් ඒක ඕගොල්ලෝ ඈ. හරි. වරද්ද ගන්න තැන අපි ඒක බලමු කොහොමද කරන්න කියලා. Right. Now 2000 higher. From that 2000, 50% goes to land. 50% goes to land. No? So what is the double entry for land? Property debit 1000. Cost of control account credit 1000. Here you can write land. So 1000 years we have taken into consideration. So balance 1000. Balance 1000. Building debit අපි ඒකත් මෙතන යන්නේ එතනටම තමයි 1000 මේ property debit cost of control account credit. So we have added 2000 to cost of control account. We have credited. Did you understand that entry? Did you understand that entry?
Yes, sir.
තේරුණානේ මම ඒක වෙනම ගත්ත පුතා. ඒ දන්නවද වෙනම ගත්තේ? Building would be depreciated, no? This building part would be depreciated. So this 1000 on the acquisition date. This 1000 on the acquisition date. But we are reporting මෙතන තියෙන මේ 1000 තියෙන්නේ පුතා. මේ 1000 අපි ගත්තේ acquisition date එකට. නමුත් we are reporting on 31st after how many years? අවුරුදු 6කට පස්සේ තමයි පුතා අපි report කරන්නේ. එහෙනම් මේ 1000 තියන්න බෑනේ. This should be depreciated. This should be depreciated. එහෙනම් අපි කොහොමද බෙදන්නේ? මේ 1000 බෙදන්නේ කීයෙන්ද? What is the remaining useful life from the date of acquisition? From the date of acquisition. From the date of acquisition of the asset, 50 years. But already how many years gone? How many years gone? මේක හොඳට අහන් ඉන්න. This asset, this property was acquired 1st of April 2001. හරි. මෙතන ඉඳන් අවුරුදු 50යිලු මෙතන ඉඳන් අවුරුදු 50යිලු useful life එකට 50 years. දැන් මෙතන ඉඳන් මෙතෙන්ට අවුරුදු කීයද? මෙතනනේ acquisition date එක. අවුරුදු 10යිනේ. මෙතන අවුරුදු 10යි. 10 years. මට ඕන පුතා මෙතන ඉඳන් useful life එක කීයද කියලා. Remaining useful life කීයද එතකොට?
40 years.
40 years, right. You should divide by 40 years. This should be divided by 40 years. How many years that already gone? 40න් බෙදලා අවුරුදු කීයද දැන් ගිහිලා තියෙන්නේ?
6 years.
6 years. කියලා එන්නේ. 1000 බෙදීම 40 වැඩි කිරීම 6. 150යිද?
Also, exceed.
මිලියන 150යි. Double entry කියන්නේ. Double entry කියන්නේ. I will write in yellow color. Double entry. Property වලට මොකද වෙන්නේ? වැඩි වෙනවද අඩු වෙනවද?
අඩු වෙන ක්‍රෙඩිට් වෙනවා.
ක්‍රෙඩිට් වෙනවා 150යි ආ. Property credit ඒ කියන්නේ building credit 150. Where to debit? මේක සරත්ගේකද රංජනීයකද? සරත්ගේද රංජනීයකද මේ property එක?
Ranjini.
රංජනීයක. ඒතර රංජනීයගේ profit එකට බලපෑමක් වෙනවා ඒක කොහෙන්ද ගැලවෙන්නේ?
NCA.
So,
Consolidated earnings as well as
NCA.
NCI, right. එනම් 60-40 ගන්න. 60% කීයද 40% කීයද? 120යි මෙතන. 30 120යි 30යිද? නෑ නේ. 60යි
90යි 60යි.
90යි 60යි නේ. sorry. 90යි 60යි. 90යි 60යි. Yeah, right. Okay, we'll take it. Consolidated retained earnings debit 90, NCI debit 60. දාන depreciation කියලා බය නැතුව. Depreciation. Did you understand that? Did you understand that? Is that clear?
yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Second adjustment done. Finish. Third one. Panda acquired 1,125,000 of 3,750,000 ordinary shares in AMDA on 1st of April 2015 for 2,500 million when the retained earnings of AMDA were 750. හරි. එහෙනම් අපි ඒකත් consider කරමු. කීයද පුතා percentage එක? What is the percentage?
30%.
Investment is 2,500 at the date of that is 1st of April 2015. At the date of acquisition, what was the retained earnings of AMDA?
750.
750.
750. හරිද? දැන් ඔන්න පොඩ්ඩක් මෙන්න මෙතෙන්ට ගිහලා බලන්න 17යි 3යි 31 රිටේන් earning කීයද? AMDA ගේ 1950යි මේ 1950යි. හරිද? Stated capital there is no any difference. Stated capital වල වෙනසක් නැහැ කියලා කියනවනේ. Retained earning has been changed because we focus on net asset of the associate. Net asset of the associate. Net asset is 3,750 and 1,950. 3,750 remain unchanged, but 1,950 and the acquisition date value different, right? So 1950ක් තියෙනවනේ පුතා ඒක අපි පොත්ක ලියාගමුකෝ යාර. 1950. මෙතන මතක තියාගන්න 1950ක් වෙලා දැන්. එතකොට මේ දෙක අතර වෙනස කීයද? At the date of acquisition it was 750, now 1,950. එදෙන ඒ කියන්නේ අර acquisition එකට පස්සේ හම්බ කරපුවා. කීයද වෙනස?
1,200.
1,200. කොනක ලියලා තියාගන්නකෝ. එතන 1000 අපි ඒක ඕනොත් දැම්ම ඉවර කරගමු. You have to have another account, investment in associate. Investment in associate account. Right. What is the first double entry? Now that investment is here. Ne. මේ 7500 ඇතුලේ අර 2500 තියෙනවනේ පුතා. එහෙනම් එතනින් ගලවන්න. Investment account credit, investment associate account debit. ඒක හරි සරලයි. ඒක පැහැදිලිද?
Okay.
Is that clear? ඒක තේරුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Because Panda has invested නේ 2500ක් දීලා. ඒතර ඒක Panda ගේ account එකේ තියෙනවනේ. ඒතකොට එතනින් ගලවලා investment associate account එකට ගහන්න ඕනේ. transfer කරනවා ඒක අපි. හරි? හරි ඊළඟට පුතා මෙතනින් කීයද ගන්න එතකොට? මෙන්න මේ post acquisition එකෙන් 130ක් ගන්න. 130ක් ගන්න කීයද? 1230ක්. 360යිද?
ඔව් සර් 360යි.
හරි 360 ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි හිතලා කියන්නේ. 360 ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි දැන් කියන උදේ කියා දුන්නා මම දැන් 360 ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි කියන්නේ.
investment in associate එක debit.
හා
consolidated retained earnings credit.
very good. very තැන දැන් මෙතන මේ දාන්නේ console retainer මේ දෙන්නේ. මෙතන ලියන්න investment associate ලියන්න console retainer නේ. right done. Okay, because that is belongs to parents. invest करे parent නේ. ඒතර ඒක යාට අයිති වෙන. ඒ නිසා තමයි console retainer earning එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම දෙන්නේ ඒක. 360. right. ඒකත් හරිය. third adjustment also done. Now fourth one. Sanda manufactures a component used by both Panda and Amda. Sanda manufacture කරන්නේ. Sanda manufactures component used by both Panda and Amda. Their transfer are made by Sanda. Cost plus 25%. කියන්නේ markup එක 25%. දැන් කවුද මෙතන seller පුතා? seller subsidiary company. හරි. අන්න ඊට පස්සේ කියනවා Panda held 500 million worth inventory of these components at 31st March 2017. එතන අන්න parent ගාව තියෙනවලු parent විකුණලා තියෙනවා ඒ වයින් 500ක් ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙනවලු. ඉතලා අපි ඒක ගලවලා දාමු 500යි. right. Unrealized profit, 500 million. If cost is 100, 25% would be added ne. 25% නේද markup එක තිබ්බේ? හා?
Oh, 25.
හරි. හරි. එහෙනම් කීයද unrealized profit එක?
100.
100. double entry කියන්නේ? double entry කියන්නේ 100.
inventory credit CI.
හරි. පොඩ්ඩක් හිමින් කියමු. inventory මම ඒක දානම් කහ පාටෙන්. කොළ පාටින් දාමු. right. කොළෙන් දාමු. inventory credit CI. Who kept the profit? Who kept the profit? Subsidiary. එහෙනම් subsidiary ගේ profit එක ගලවනවා කියන පොතේ තැන් දෙකකින් ගැලවෙන්න ඕනේ ඈ. Because already we have transferred post acquisition retained earnings no. post ඒක එහෙමයි මාරු වෙනවා. ඒතකොට එයාට බලපාන යම් දෙකක් ආවොත් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම තැන් දෙකකින් ගලවන්න. හා. එතන කීයද? console retained earnings debit unrealized profit කියලා 60යි NCI 40යි unrealized profit. Did you understand? Is that clear?
Yes, yes.
right දැන් ඔය මතක් වෙනවනේ කරපුවා නේද හරි එතකොට අන්න intercompany sale එකක් තමයි දැන් අපි කළේ we eliminated unrealized profit right okay next ඊට පස්සේ in the same period Panda sold goods to Amda එතකොට කරන්නේ Panda විකුණලා තියෙන්නේ පුතා එතන in the same period Panda sold goods to Amda in which again upstream the downstream the downstream Panda sold goods to Amda කියන්නේ Amda inventory එකේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර Amda inventory එක line by line addition කියේ නෑනේ. Amda inventory එක line by line addition කියේ නෑ. හරි. ඒතර ඔයාලට group inventory credit කරන්න බෑ කියන එක ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න. එතනින් තමයි වැඩේ ඔළුව තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ. Panda sold goods to Amda in which Amda had 400 worth inventory. Of these goods at 31st March 2017, Panda had marked this price up 25%. Again, mark this price 25% කියව margin එකට දාලා තියෙන්නේ නේ. markup නම් පැහැදිලිව කියනවනේ cost plus කියලා. දැන් මෙතන තියෙන්නේ goods up by 25%. කියන්නේ margin එකට තමයි දාලා තියෙන්නේ. margin. margin. හරි. එහෙනම් 400ක් ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙනවනේ පුතා. අපි unrealized profit එක ගහමු බලන්න. Right. Unrealized profit. 400 into kiyada percentage එක තිබ්බේ 25%. kiyada එන්නේ එතකොට 100යි. මේකෙන් group share එක කීයද
30%.
30%. එතකොට 30 තමයි reverse කරන්න ඕන. 30 million. double entry කියන්නේ consolidated retained earnings debit 30 where to credit investment associate credit 30 right that's it දැන් අපි යමු උතන්ට ගලපමු investment associate credit 30 consolidated earnings debit 30 unrealized profit මේ වරහන් නැතුව දාන්න මේ ගිණුම් දෙකේ නම් දෙකයි මාරු කරන්න ඕන. එතකොට මෙතෙන්ට එන්නේ consolidated earnings within bracket unrealized investment associate within bracket unrealized profit Sorry. Hope that is clear. Very simple. Sorry. Goodwill in Sanda is 50% impaired and should be written off. Right. Ega write off karana kalin we should know non-controlling interest. කොහොමද හැදුවේ කියන එක අපිට දැනගන්න ඕනේ. මෙතන අවසාන එක පැහැදිලිව තියෙනවා. The non-controlling interest of Sanda at the date of acquisition measured at fair value and it was estimated 3,200 million. It is group policy to measure non-controlling interest at the fair value. Right. Very good. 3,200 දාන් ඉන්න පුතා ටක් ගාලා double entry කියන්න. Double entry.
Cost of control debit.
Cost of control debit. NCI. Credit. Right. තව එක adjustment එකක් එනවා. ඒකත් ඉවර කරලා impairment එක කරමු. The impairment loss 460 is to be recognized on the investment in Amda. 460ක් impair වෙලාලු මේ Amda ගේ investment එක පුතා. මොකද කරන්නේ? ඒක හිතලා කරන්න පුළුවන් එකක්. මෙතන දැන් ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් ඇසෝසියේට් එක තියෙනවනේ. එකෙන් 460ක් අඩු කරන්න ඕනේ. ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි කියන්නේ. ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි.
investment in associate credit consolidated
400 60යි නේද?
460 සර්.
එතන consolidated earnings debit 460යි. Investment in associate. Here consolidated earnings.
සර් පොඩි ඩවුට් එකක් සර්.
ඔව්.
ඕකේදී සර් ෂෙයාර් එකක් බලන්නේ නැහැ නේ.
නෑනේ බලන්න නෑනේ පුතා. එතන investment associate එකේ ගාන අඩු වෙච්ච එකනේ කියන්නේ. දැන් මේ අපේ investment associate එකේ ඉම්පෙයා වෙලා කියන්නේ 460කින්. Already we have recognized this investment associate නේ.
ඔව් සර්.
හරි එතකොට ඒක ෂෙයාර් එකක් බලන්න ඕනේ නෑ සම්පූර්ණ ගානව කපන්න ඕනේ.
අපහන්. හරි සර්.
Right. Okay. එක හරිය double entry දැම්මා. Now we can calculate the goodwill. කීයද පුතා goodwill එක? Cost of control balance කරන්න දැන්. goodwill කීයද? 8200යි.
This year. 200. Goodwill is 200.
200, right? Okay. Double entry for the goodwill. Cost of control credit 200. Goodwill account debit 200. Metal goodwill 200 ලස්සන්ට. හරි. දැන් මොකද කියන්නේ? මේකෙන් 50ක් impaired කියලා කියන්නේ. කීයද? 100ක් impaired වෙනවා. 100ක් impaired වෙනවා. Double entry. Goodwill credit 100. Goodwill credit 100. I have explained. If NCI is calculated at fair value, goodwill impairment should be taken from both NCI and consolidated retained earnings. අර percentage එක ගන්න ඕන ගලවලා. හරි. දැන් කොහොමද ගන්නෙ? Consolidated retained earnings debit 60. NCI debit 40. Impairment of goodwill. වරණ ඇතුළේ යන්නේ එක cons මෙතන goodwill. මෙතන goodwill. Right. Goodwill impairment එක තමයි ඒක ඇහුවේ. Remember, if NCI is calculated at fair value, proportion should be taken from NCI as well. If NCI is calculated at proportionate value of net asset, impairment of goodwill should be taken only from consolidated earnings විතරයි. හරි?
සර් යන්නේ පොඩි ඩවුට් එකක් සර්. එතන සර් දැන් අපි NCI එක proportion of net assets යනවා නම් goodwill impairment එක entirely parent ගේ එතකොට සර් එතන parent ගේ percentage එකකටද නැත්නම් ඒ full amount එකම කෙලින්ම parent නේ?
full amount එකම parent. parent කියන්නේ මේ consolidated earning එකට දාන්නේ.
දාන්න හරි.
ඔව් ඒ කියන්නේ 100ම කෙලින්ම දාන්නේ මෙතෙන්ට. ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි යන්නේ පුතා යන්නේ. ඒතර goodwill එක credit වුණා නම් 100ක් කොහෙට හෝ debit වෙන්න එපයි 100ක්.
හරි සර්.
ද ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි තමයි යන්නේ. ඉතින් කොහේ හරි බැර වුණා නම් 100ක් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම කොහේ හරි හර වෙන්න ඕන 100ක්. හරි. එතනයි පැහැදිලිව තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන. දැන් අපි ගානට මේ ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි යන්නේ මම මේ පාට යූස් කරන්නේ තේරුම් ගන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ. හරි. right okay. So with that all the adjustments done I think නේද? ඔක්කොම ඉවරයි නේද? හරි නේද? ඔක්කොම ටික ඉවරයි දැන් දාලා. right. ඇම්ඩා හිටියට බය වුන්නේ නැහැ නේද? ඇම්ඩාගේ ගොඩක් තොරතුරු දුන්නොත් අපි ගත්තේ මෙච්චරයි. net asset එක විතරයි අපි ගන්නෙ. net asset එක විතරයි අපි අරගෙන බලන්නේ. අනිත් ඒවා අපි consider කරන්නේ නැහැ equity method එකේදී. හරි? So therefore don't worry about it. It's easier. Right. Now, පුතා එහෙනම් මට මේවා එකතු කරලා balances ටික කියන්න. Funds or retained earnings balance. What is the balance? Investment associate balance. NCI balance. කීයද? හරි මට ඒ ටික හදලා කියන්න ටට්ටක් ගන්න. Hello. Oh. හරි පුතා මට උත්තර ටික කියනවද? Funds or retained earnings balance කීයද?
2715 sir.
2715. Can another person confirm the figure? Can another person confirm the figure? පුතාට ඒක ආවද වෙන කාටද ආවනම් කියන්න ආවා කියලා?
9015.
9015. තව උත්තරය. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක නෙමෙයි උත්තරේ. මේක මටත් එකතු කරලා බලන්න වෙනවද?
9,050. I also got 9,050.
9015.
9,015.
හරි. හරි NC එකත් කියන්න පුතා ඒ වගේම.
4,430.
Can you confirm? Any
Yes,
other
sir.
person can confirm.
Yes, sir.
4,400.
Yes, sir.
Right. Good. Good. Investment associate.
2,370.
2370.
Yes, sir.
Right, good. මට එහෙනම් දැන් ওই figures ටික මෙතන දා ගන්න ඕනේ මට කියන්න consolidated retained earnings 9,015, right?
Yes, sir.
9,015.
NCI
4,430.
right. මෙතන ලියන්න පුතා investment associate කියලා. කීයද ගාන ආවේ
370.
2370යි නේ 2370 හරි පුතා right very good now ඔක්කොම ටික හරි දැන් balances ටික විතරයි ගන්න තියෙන්නේ asset එකේ කීයද property
17,850.
17815යි another person can confirm
Sir, 50.
850යි.
850යි plant and machinery
5,850.
50 the oh 50 ne right 5,850 right then inventory inventory
4275 sir.
trade receivables
3100
right total asset පන්තිමට ගමු මෙතන share capital 10,000 loan notes 3,000 නේ
3000
trade payable මෙතන borrowings 2,800 මෙතන කීයද පුතා එන්නේ
trade payable එක sir 5150
5150 5150යි නේ
ඔව්
balance වෙනවද ගන්න
ඔව්
කීයටද
ඒ balance එන්නේ sir adjustments ඔක්කොම දැම්මහම 34යි 390 අවන්ස ඔක්කොම inventory 34යි sir 395යි මට ආවේ
අනිත් අයටත් ආවද
Yes, sir.
ඒ කියන්නේ මේ මම ලියපු උත්තරවල ඒ ගාන ආව ඒ කියන්නේ මේ තියෙන ටිකේ හරියට එනවනේ 34395 right so this is the answer for practice question number 2 so I have taken this question from one of past papers of corporate level right okay ඒක වෙනස් වෙන විදියක් නැහැ ඒක බොහොම පැහැදිලිව answer එක බොහොම precise right I hope you understood how to adjust the adjustments with the parent and subsidiary as well as associate right ඉස්සෙල්ලම ඔයාලා කරන්න ඕන මේ console වල තියෙන බය නැති කරගන්න. හරි බය වෙන්න එපා කිසි දෙයකට make sure if you debit something there should be a credit entry. අන්න ඒක ඔයාගේ හිතෙන් අහන්න මම කොහෙද debit කරන්න කොහෙද credit කරන්න කියලා. You should think. Then the balancing of a consolidated financial position is not a matter, not a big task, right? Definitely that would be tally. Now if you let's say total asset you would be getting 34,395 if you are you should be confident enough to write the same figure in the next side. Again අරක මේ equity සහ liability පැත්ත එකතු නොකර ඔයාට දාන්න පුළුවන් confident එක එන්න ඕන පුතා. දැන් හිතන්න total asset එක එකතු කරන 34,395 එනවා sure. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඔයාට බොහොම sure 34,395 end ඕන කියන එක. හරි. එච්චර confident වෙන්න ඕන. Right? You have to have that confidence irrespective of the number of companies. There can be multiple subsidiaries, right? But don't worry about same application, same theory, same application, right? Okay. Please practice next question as well. Question number 1 එකත් දැන් ඒක ඊට වඩා ලේසියිනේ. දැන් අදම කරන්න පුතා ඒක. Red PLC and blue PLC. Green එක ඇවිල්ලා මට මතක විදියට green එක ඇවිල්ලා joint venture එකක්. Joint venture එකක් වගේ තමයි මතක මට. 49% නෙමෙයි joint venture එකක්. But same application, there is no any difference, same application. Same application. අපි මේකටත් උත්තරේ සාකච්ඡා කරමු ලබන සතියේ. ඉත වෙලාවක් ආවම ගණන් දෙකක් හදමු. මතක් වෙන්න ආපහු. Right? Okay? Right. With that, I conclude today's session. Before winding up, any question? Any doubt?
Sir, hold out at you.
Okay.
Hello. Sir,
Hello, can you
subsidiary එකක් associate එකකට sale එකක් කරොත් unrealized profit එක කොහොමද කැල් කරන්නේ?
ඒ කියන්නේ ඔය අහන්නේ මේ downstream transaction නේ?
Oh.
Same approach. Yeah, same double entry.
Okay.
Same double entry. එතන තියෙන්නේ පැහැදිලිව දැන් associate මොකද්ද parent and subsidiary same group නේ. එතන ඒ subsidiary company එක උනත් associate එකට විකුණනොත් same double entry.
Same like
Right?
parent. And,
Yes.
associate.
Parent අර අපි කරපු එකේම ඒ entry එකමයි වැටෙන්නේ.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Right? Okay. Hari. Any other question? It seems no questions, so we'll wind up for the day. Now sharp at 11 o'clock. So we'll take your presentations and I will be creating what you call the group link, report submission link. I will give you another 2 days to submit, 2 days extension. 2 days extension. Within these 2 days, you need to complete your report and upload. Next week, we'll finalize the date for the presentations, right? Okay. Right. With that note, I would conclude today's session. Thank you very much and have a nice day.